Hello and welcome to Full On Self Motivation. Today we are diving into a topic that affects many of us, that is fear of failure. You know those moments when that voice in your head whispers, "What if you are not good enough?" Or when you feel paralyzed by the thought of failing in front of others, right? Today we'll explore why this fear holds us back and how to transform it into a stepping stone for success. Let's get started. Fear of failure often manifests as anxiety or hesitation whenever we consider taking a risk, whether that is starting a new business, switching careers, or even applying for a dream opportunity. Consider how many times you have held back from pursuing something you wanted simply because you were scared of what others might think. The reality is that fear is a natural reaction, but it doesn't have to dictate our choices. Take action despite the fear. That's when real growth begins. In many cultures, including ours, the fear of failure is often amplified by societal expectations. We worry about what friends, family, or colleagues might say if we try something and it does not go as planned. For instance, think about how many ambitious women feel pressure to stay in their roles instead of pursuing a business idea because they are afraid of judgment. But here is the thing, most people will have opinions regardless of what you do. Don't let the fear of their judgments hold you back from your dreams. When we let fear of failure take control, we often face significant losses. It's in terms of opportunities. That is, perhaps you wanted to pursue higher studies, but fear held you back, or you lose confidence. Dodging challenges only reinforces the belief that you are not capable of bigger things, or you lost peace of mind. The constant what if can create more anxiety than actually trying and failing. By avoiding risks, you may find yourself in a worse situation. That's possible. It would have been better if you had just attempted something, right? Now let's talk about how to shift from fear to a determined mindset. First step is to acknowledge the fear. It's okay to be scared. Recognize the feeling, but don't let it overwhelm you. Second is to break it down. Instead of getting intimidated by the whole dream, take the first small step, whether that is doing research, reaching out for help, or making a plan. Third is to accept imperfection. This is very important. Perfection is just an illusion. Focus on progress instead of waiting for everything to be perfect, right? So when we can accept impossible as I am possible, why not I am perfect as imperfect, right? So these steps can help transform that fear into motivation to act. Now imagine someone who wants to launch a homemade food service but feels paralyzed by fear of judgment about how her cooking will compare to local restaurants, right? Instead of taking that leap, she delays action, worrying about what others might say. However, one day she musters the courage to send a message in her local community group offering her meals. Surprisingly, she receives several responses and even positive feedback. If she hadn't taken that initial step, she would have never discovered the opportunity awaiting her. To wrap up, remember that fear of failure is nothing to be ashamed of. It shows you are aiming high. This week, I challenge you to identify one goal that you have been avoiding due to fear. What's one small action you can take towards that goal? Share your tiny victory with me on Spotify or Instagram or Amazon Music or anywhere you listen. I would love to celebrate your progress, and don't miss next week's episode. It is going to be special. You all know why it is so, right? Okay, so keep in mind the only real failure is not trying at all. This is Nitya Rangarajan signing off from Full On Self Motivation, and I'll see you next week.